On your screen is the 10-year-old Sarbartho Mani playing with the white pieces against Bai Moxuan, and it's the Sicilian defense. We are in round 6 of FIDE World Cadets 2025 under 10 section. Both the players are on 5 out of 5, and we have the Sicilian here. Wow, this is going to be super exciting. D4 played here by Sarbartho. He played an incredible endgame in round number 5. And now let's see what happens in round 6. Bai takes the pawn, C takes D4. It's wonderful to see the participation of, queen takes D4. Well, generally you take with the knight, but this move is of course possible. Knight comes out to C6. And I was mentioning that, generally Chinese youngsters do not participate in these age group tournaments. It's nice to see them playing here. Queen E3. And now Bai plays G6. Now you have to understand the main reason why white loses tempo with Queen D4, Queen E3 is so that they can build this Maroczy bind setup with C4 and E4. Bishop goes to G7, activating the bishop on this long diagonal, and the knight comes to C3. The bishop comes out to G4, putting pressure on the knight on F3, and bishop to E2 played. Black goes knight to F6 here, bringing out all his pieces. I think black has developed all his pieces pretty well. Sarbartho now castles, removes some of the dust near his rook, adjusts his pawns, adjusts all the pieces. It's good that he's doing all of this in his own time. And then presses the clock. And Moxuan plays knight to D7. I like how this Chinese youngster is kind of keeping it flexible with his knight. Rook comes to D1. Sarbartho puts his rook on the semi-open file. And now queen to B6, offering a trade of queens. Very interesting move. Will Sarbartho exchange the queens or not? He goes knight D5, asking his opponent to trade queens. So queen takes E3. And now bishop takes on E3. You have to be careful about knight C7 check in this position. But rook C8 looks like a good move. And Moxuan plays rook to C8. Now the pawn on B2 is hanging. Sarbartho again readjusts his jacket on the chair. Plays rook B1. And pawn to E6, pushing the knight away, but actually weakening the D6 pawn a bit here. Knight goes back to C3. Can he play king E7 and defend this? The problem is knight to B5, and that really puts pressure on the D6 pawn. So Moxuan takes on F3, and Sarbartho takes on F3 with the pawn, strengthening his center here. And now a very good move is bishop C3, a very nice idea, spoiling white structure, but now you can see two pawns are under attack. So you need to save one. I think B pawn is much better. So B6, again a great decision here by Moxuan. Rook takes on D6 played. and for just having a better structure, black has given up a pawn on d6. You can double down the d file. That's what Sarbartho does, puts pressure on the knight. But rook d8 seems fine. This does remind us of the final game of the Botvinnik-Bronstein World Championship, or one of the key games where there were two bishops versus two knights. King to g2. Now this is one of those moves which only a player who's very, very good at endgames can play. You know, like you would think about some moves like c5, e5, f4, do something, but Sarbartho realizes that the king would be useful later on. f4 played. And now knight to c5 played, attacking the pawn on e4, also attacking the rook here. And Sarbartho pushes his pawn to e5. This now makes the game super sharp, because if you take fe, there are threats of bishop g5 which you have to be careful about. So rook takes d6, pawn takes d6. Will this pawn be a strength or a weakness? Remains to be seen. King d7 makes a lot of sense. And now the threat could very well be knight b7 and picking up this pawn. So Sarbartho trades, takes here. And rook to d3 played. One of the ideas of Sarbartho is to play bishop d1 to a4, knight a5 played, and unfortunately this is the last move that we have which is recorded. After this, someone moved the camera from this game, so I'm going to show you how this game panned out. Rook b8, there's one more move, but this was a mistake by Moxuan. He should have taken on c4, and that was dangerous after bishop a4. But it works, because after king d8, somehow I'm pretty sure Sarbartho wanted bishop b3, knight b2 attacking the rook, and c4, black is fine. But in the game, rook b8 is played, and now bishop check, knight c6, h4, another beautiful move here by Sarbartho, rook g8, and he realizes that h5 is very powerful. And what you have to understand is Sarbartho wants his rook on d5. So he wants to play f5, but there are these two pawns. So you will see that king f1, one pawn moves away, and now white to play. Sarbartho finds this incredible move f5. Beautiful chess. e5, and even if you took, the idea was the same. Rook d5 threatening c5, the knight would be hanging. So e5 played, rook jumps to d5, rook c8, and now everything is tied up. Everything, every single thing. And so he just brings his king in, bishop a6, bishop comes back, takes, king h4, and now the finish is very beautiful. Bishop takes, king takes, calculates it precisely, d7, check, king takes. Now you lose the rook, but a queen. And now, of course, by this time, black could have resigned, but Bai Moxuan keeps playing, and then in the end, Sarbartho even allows his opponent to queen, but with these two queens, he checkmates him. It's very pretty finish here. Check, takes the rook, and checkmate. What a beautiful game by Sarbartho, and I feel like more than anything else, this entire concept, when you see this structure here, that you need this d5 square, and so you begin with h5, and then you play f5, just shows the immense understanding that this youngster has.
Hello everyone, we are joined by Sarbartho Mani after his round 6 game at the FIDE World Cadets Championship at Almaty. Sarbartho, what a game, and
thank you, sir.
And you are the leader now.
Thank you, sir. Yeah,
how was it today? How do you feel now?
Yeah, I'm feeling very good because it was a very interesting game, and The game was very drawish, and I'm very happy that I could convert it to a win because like I spent a lot of time to find some moves and it was a bit drawish, but then I managed to win the game.
We are happy too. After this game, you are the sole leader,
Yes.
and it feels special.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect. As you said, the game was pretty interesting.
Yes, sir.
How you tackled the royishness
Yeah.
of the game. Could you please take us through?
Yes, sir. Sure. In this position, he played rook b8, and then I played bishop a4 check. If king d8, I had rook e3. If knight takes c4, I had rook e6. So he did not play this. He played knight c6 here in this position. I was thinking that maybe I had a draw, so I played like h4. Maybe I don't have a way to win this game, so I played h4. Played rook g8. Here I played bishop b5. Maybe I could have played h5, but I played bishop b5, which was also fine. Rook g7. Here h4. If black takes here, so I get king h3, and black cannot go anywhere like here or do something there, because after bishop into c6, king into c6, d7, you can't stop this promotion. So he did not take this. He played rook g8. Here I played king f1. I had a very nice idea. He played gh5. I don't think this is such a great move. But f5 in this position. If he takes f5, I play rook d5, and then after rook takes f5, I think I'm like +1. He played e5. I think this is a mistake, because after rook d5, rook c8, I just don't need to take this pawn, but I can also play king g2 and stop this. So after e4, played king h3, played a6. I don't know if this is a good move, because I just take the free pawn, so I took, and played rook e8. I went bishop b5, e3, f into e3, and after rook into a3, I played king h4. Then rook into c3, played bishop into c6, and then he took king into c6, d7, he played rook c4, king into h5. Now you can't stop this match, so he had to play king takes d5, and then promoted to a queen, and king e5. Played queen d7 so that I can play queen e6 check later on and take this pawn. Rook c2, queen e6, king f4. Now he had a very sneaky idea. If queen takes f6, played rook h2 check, and my king is trapped, so I think I'm losing. So, but then I played queen d6 check. If king to f5, I can play queen d3 and win the rook. So he did not play this. He played king e4. I took queen into f6. He played c4, queen e6, king f4. King i6, c3, f6, and this is completely winning. Rook h2, king g7, rook g2. I don't think this is also a great move. Rook g2, king h8, c2, f7, c1 queen, then f8 queen, plus 2 queens. So it was, yeah, king g3, queen g7. He played king f2, and I played queen f6. King g1, played queen d4, played king h1, and then I played queen h4 check. If he rook h2, queen e4, and rook g2, and I can just mate him. So in this position, queen h4, played king g1, played queen to d4, rook f2, I can just queen f2, it's mate. So king f1, queen h1. Now he's losing his queen, but I can just simply mate him. This was the interesting part was like when he played gh5, I played f5, which was important to play so that I can win the game. And king f1 was I think a bit interesting, so that I had an idea if it takes gh5, I can play f5. So yeah.
Great, wonderful game, Sarbartho, and we are all happy for your winning feat.
Yes, sir.
And we are happy that you are the sole leader of under 10 open session.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing feat.
Thank you, sir.
Wishing you all good luck for all the upcoming games. See you in the podium.
Thank you so much, sir.